almost out of fucking whiskey.
You better tell the girlfriend to go get your whiskey.
Fuck. All right. Listen. All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Throttle Out Show, brought to you by, I don't know. But listen, we're here, me and Steve. We're keeping this channel alive because Tweety and Spence put a lot on me because they're out there playing with monster trucks. They left me out here to rot. So I brought Steve over here to talk about his season, his amazing season, actually, of just nothing but W's.
Oh, yes.
Nothing but dubs.
Definitely a long season, Coop. And you know how it is with Tom's truck and all that. It was a good year. I mean, we went out there and had a successful year, especially for what all happened at our shop. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
a lot of stuff, actually. I left. Josh left. Lexi left. It was all up to you.
oh, yeah, definitely. But you guys all left for a reason that wasn't a negative reason.
No,
you guys
yeah,
left.
we just parted ways, really. And
Yeah.
then it's all like, well, Steve, good luck. And you outperformed 100%, bro.
Oh,
Like, I'm proud of you. Everyone's proud of you. I'm sure you made Josh jealous because you already got more World Finals championships than he
oh
does.
God.
And more than me.
Jesus, let's not talk about that because you guys taught me everything I know coming into this year. I had you and Josh's and Lexi's knowledge of ZF trucks coming into this year, so I had to expand on what you guys taught me. And then Tom was also a very good teacher as well.
It's always great working with him because he will also he's one of them drivers that, like, after practice he'll stick around to make sure you're good.
Oh yeah, like the first weekend out in Milwaukee was kind of rough for us a little bit, but he literally helped me and Travis is my third guy, change a transmission in the middle of a show on Saturday night in Milwaukee. It was amazing that he does that. It was a little chaotic, but how that went down, but we were able to get it back out for freestyle. And I think all year, I think we only missed like 3 events all year. So
There's always going to be one. If you have like a perfect season, everything had to have worked perfectly for any driver or any crew guy. But no, the drivers that actually stick out and help, it's actually nice. But the ones that don't know, it's just like, hey, I'm sorry, but just move.
I mean, our tour this year, the first couple weekends out, I give a shout out to Tom Mentz. Todd LeDuc stayed late to help his crew guy out a couple weekends this year. Adam will always stay late to help his crew chief out, and him and Jeff had a very good year. They had a couple hiccups, but like a gravedigger driver, he just threw down all year, and if truck really got close to not making it back, Adam hopped in and just started wrenching and got his truck back out too. So
they were the best.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Those guys right there will turn wrenches with you in the trenches, I like to call. So
yeah, thrashing is always the best. But no, so I mean, I don't know too much about what happened because there was a show this weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely there was.
How'd that go? Did you see anything about that?
I watched a couple highlight videos, and I think typical Ryan Anderson style, he swept all weekend.
Did he sweep it?
All weekend. He won racing,
sweeps,
2-wheel skills, and freestyle, and he did really well. The whole show looked good from the highlights I saw. So
yeah, this is typical. But yeah, no, it's not going to be a traditional throttle out because, I mean, yeah, I have a TV here, but we have the DVD logo trying to hit a corner by the end of the show. Don't expect any amazing videos to pop up. I haven't got that far into this yet. This is just the first week. But no, I figured bring Steve out before he takes his trip to London.
Oh, yeah.
Which, are you excited about that?
Absolutely. London should be a fun time.
Have you been there before?
No, I've not. I believe this is actually one of the first international shows for Monster Jam since COVID. This should be the first one.
Yeah? Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm telling you what, even the crew guys are all excited. Everybody's excited to go overseas. It's going to be a fun time. And if we have any international people over there watching this, go buy your tickets because they're bringing some heavy drivers. Even Tom Mentz is going to be there driving this weekend. So
I'm sure that's fun.
Oh yeah, World Finals champion right there.
And he's in a company truck, right?
Yeah, he should be in a company truck. So it'll be a little bit different, but he always does well, and even in a company truck. So it should be a fun time.
So for speaking on Tom, this basically for this episode, we're going to be highlighting on Steve's amazing tour that he had. Is this by far your best season you think you've had with this company? Like because how long have you been here for Feld?
I was just looking at the dates on it. I think started in 18. Zimmer was my first driver.
Yeah. Was that an okay tour or?
That was a fun tour. He taught me a lot.
Yeah.
I love working with Zimmer, especially when I was absolutely green. And he taught me so much. And
Weren't you on the Dragon?
Yeah, I was on the Dragon truck. I love that truck.
Were you the flamethrower guy?
Yes.
Like you had is that why they brought you on there? Or
No.
It was another thing they just throw on you.
The funny story is Carl Olam was supposed to be original Zimmer's crew chief going in that year, and we were sharing a trailer with Ryan Anderson. So first year out, Carl left, went to do something better with his life, I think he went to being a diesel mechanic somewhere close by.
Oh, okay.
So it was like September, so I filled in for Carl, and then Zimmer, I was notified that Zimmer was my driver and had a truck that came from overseas, and I only had like 3 days to get ready for first quarter.
That's the best.
Oh, yeah. Always a good time. And I had no knowledge on how to really work on a truck at that time. So first weekend out, I told the story before on the show that Zimmer rolled the housing out.
Jeez.
Saturday night show into a two-show weekend. So Zimmer rolled the housing out and got my first experience on what Monster Jam was all about. So,
oh yeah, it's housings, motors. There is no sleep. Basically, this is the first quarter, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was the first quarter. Like first weekend out, we were in Canada too, so that was even better. Freezing, raining outside, but it was a good time. He taught me a lot. I loved working with Zimmer. And then next year, I think I had Canis Jolly.
Yeah, because I believe it was my first World Finals, and when we were loading out in that windstorm, because it's always in Vegas. Whenever you're loading out, there's always something bad. It's either a storm or it was a fucking windstorm. It was so bad, dust everywhere, and it didn't help that we had over 50 trucks on the track.
Oh yeah,
and when they were taking them all off is when we were tiring down. And we just hit nothing but sand and just dirt. And then that's when they're like, oh, meet Steve, and it was Big A. Was it?
Yep.
Is it Big A?
Big A.
Big A. They're like, these guys are you. I don't think Steve Big A was. Big A was he was supposed to, wasn't he?
The show you're talking about, World Finals, was the last one in Vegas. It was me and Big A, and I had the Dragon truck, and
I don't know why I thought Big A was. I was told that Big A was coming too. He was supposed to, and then something happened, something changed.
Yeah, he just bought a house, I think, at that time.
Oh, so it was one of those. He just I'm gonna stay over.
Yeah. So I was given an opportunity to come to Paxton. I lived in Florida for about a year, and then they're like, "Hey, there's a spot in Paxton. We heard you were interested in coming up." I worked with an independent before this that worked on ZF trucks. They're like, hey, you got a little bit of experience with ZF trucks. Would you like to go up there? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I heard about Josh Dyke at that time, and that's when I first met Josh. And
the legend.
Like, yeah, Josh is an extremely good crew chief. I look up to him even nowadays. And they're like, hey, Josh is up there. He'll teach you a lot. We do a lot of MJU up there. That's probably going to be a good opportunity for you to enhance your crew chief at our Monster Jam University. So I went up there first year out, and I can tell you, whatever Zimmer taught me expanded more with new drivers.
Because we had that was the best part I loved about being at the Paxton shop. We literally had the best of both worlds. Is that we were automatically, I say this, we were automatically higher level of knowledge to everybody because we knew both trucks.
Oh yeah.
So it's something that Florida doesn't need to know, but for a thrash, it does suck though in a thrash because everyone's like, what can I do to help? and it's like you can't. You just can't. Sorry, you'll make it go slower.
Oh yeah.
But no, just that was the greatest part because you have the best of both worlds. You can work on a company truck and a ZF, and going if say give it like another 5 years, if you were to go with an independent majority, if there's a ZF, it's like, oh, I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah,
or it's anything in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think funny story here. We go back to World Finals in Orlando. That was the year I was with you, Neil Elliott, Dustin Davis, and
the winning tour.
Oh yeah. You didn't.
No, we didn't win.
That was
our year we did not win.
Yeah,
that was a shit year.
I'll go more into that, Hanson. That was the time that Neil lost a transmission, I think, in racing, and Tom was out early, and Neil was still going, and I was trying to help you guys change the transmission, and you're like, Steve, just get out of the way.
I don't know, bro. It was so long ago.
Oh yeah,
it's like I don't mean to yell at anybody.
No,
and it's just in the moment, 100%. Because they're in where were we at? It was Oakland. There's the shitty stadium.
The shaft would not go in, and
the shaft wouldn't go in. We were beating it with a hammer.
Oh yeah,
it was stressful. Like people walked away because we were so mad at them, and I'm sitting there like, I'm not. I don't mean it.
Oh yeah, it's just here in the moment. We take pride in trucks coming back out. Even Monster Jam Feld side, we all take pride. If that truck misses an element, we take it personally.
We don't deserve beer that night.
No, no. So I think that was a rough tour, but I learned a lot on that tour as well. And I had Candace Jolly too, so
which is great. But, but no, actually, no, we were going back on track or not off track.
The funny story I was going to get back to is, so I came to Paxton first year out. I was with Cooper, Dustin, and Neil and Candace. Yes. Mason was just with Neil.
Was this right after that?
Yes. Because I was supposed to be with Mason.
Yeah, I got you.
So I think you guys won a championship the year before.
Did. Me and Mason won. I think it was his. No, that was his second. Because him and Jackson won.
Oh my gosh,
Mason was winning. he won 2 in a row. He's the first person I know that I think has won 2 in a row. I believe because it was him and Jackson, and then I got kicked off of Tom's tour. Put with Mason, then we won, and then the next year you got put in my trailer.
So yeah, so I joined the trailer, and we ended up finishing second that year. And I was like, dang, we finished second. And then the following year, I got put in Josh's trailer.
Yeah.
I was with Bree Mahan, it was Tom, and I forgot who was it Lexi?
It was you. Yeah, it was you, Josh, and Lexi.
Oh, that's right.
Because it was me, Haas.
That's right.
And Thompson.
That's right.
Yeah.
So then the following year, they win a championship. Tom comes in second, and I started thinking, I'm like, am I the bad luck of Paxton? Literally, I'm like, 2 years in a row, the Paxton trailers finished second both years in a row. That a trailer I was in, I was like,
but hey, for so long, you weren't in third place or nothing. You were stuck in the second or first.
Oh yeah,
it's the greatest shit ever. I've never got third place or below until my last tour.
Really?
Yeah, because obviously Ryan Anderson is just a goat.
He is the goat.
Will outdrive anybody, and it's just you get to a point to where it's like you could do so much, but you just can't compete, and it's annoying. But hats off to not Thompson. Hats off to Ryan for just being a great driver.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well,
but yeah, back to the timeline. So you just got done with. So was that the last tour before COVID?
That was right.
That was the COVID one.
We were just leaving El Paso, Texas, and we were coming here to work on trucks, and we were getting ready to work on trucks for. I think we had an off weekend, and then we were going to go to Seattle, Washington, and then COVID hit and shut everything down. And
that was a crazy time. Do you wish we were back to where it's like, hey, just stay home, no work, just back in the lockdown?
Nah, I don't. I enjoy being.
You enjoy being out and working.
Yes, 1,000%. And I think COVID was a negative in my life, but also was a positive. So
Yes, I agree.
I mean,
100%. It affected so many people.
Oh, yeah.
So many ways. But it was either a blessing or a curse.
yeah. So that made me think stuff's going to be different from now on. And so I came back for the world record breaker thing.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
That was a good time.
It's hot.
It was extremely hot.
Shit. Florida, I don't what time it was. May it was any time.
I thought it was June or
Summer.
July.
It's basically summertime in Florida is too much, and I wish it would snow. That is it.
I remember call times were all at 5 a.m. Just
Call
try to get it
times?
done early.
So they say call times 4:30 should be done by 2:00.
Oh, yeah.
Reality, come in at 4:00. Get done by 6 p.m. And we went to Dairy Queen every day.
Yes.
After, because we needed it. But that was the best part.
Oh, yeah.
The humidity sucks, but it was cool because out of like all the former employees, there's like 100 of us. Not even. There's like 60.
Yeah, it was a small group, but it was all like a summer get together with all your friends.
It was the greatest thing to happen.
yeah.
I think if that didn't happen, we were all doomed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate Feld for what they did for that, just to get us back to work.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers, Feld.
Thank
for
you.
bringing us all together.
Absolutely. So the record breaker thing was a fun time, especially.
Which part?
I thought the funnest part was when Todd, the first time, blew the motor midway up the ramp.
So you mean Todd's whole stunt?
Oh yeah, the Todd stunt thing was.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
because
the biggest. I think even Todd says it. The biggest backflip, the tallest backflip.
it was up there.
It was up there, and he landed it and drove, and it just landed and just coasted off.
That one was cool, especially for the motor to be blowing.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the middle of at the beginning.
Oh yeah, it made it up there, and no offense, or Josh even said, "Let's change the motor." We got.
Anytime you hear that, you're fucking, you're just go, God damn it, this is gonna suck.
Oh yeah,
And we had a timeline too.
yeah, we did have a timeline
because
because
we were on Discovery's time.
yeah. So we literally, they're like, "Hey, you guys got like an hour." I think they said hour 15, hour 30 minutes
Hour
to get
15
it running again.
on a chassis number. What was it? Is that
was
C25?
Yeah, it was an old one.
A truck that is not meant for an hour motor change. And we did it. Oh, and change the back axles and four links.
Yep.
Which I was in charge of that part. And then once I was done, then I came up and helped you guys.
Yeah. I remember the one major funny part that I remember is literally being up top helping, and I had a wrench in my hand and I nailed Ryan Thompson with the wrench on the top of his head. And I think I cussed, and they used
us when we were yelling, but I think they bleeped it.
Yeah,
that
I
was
think
the
so.
best part. Is on Discovery, you got the Paxton group. We're cussing on Discovery, and they're bleeping it
I just feel terrible because I was like, oh man,
We
I
didn't
just
mean
made
it, but we're in like 90-degree humidity, and it's just awful. And that was the best part. To where I know you can relate is it comes to a scenario where we had enough people to where it was just a Paxton shop. We were the ones to get it back. Nothing against Florida. It's just they don't know what to do because they don't work on it, which it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what can we do? It's like, just sit back and we're fucking tearing this bitch apart, putting it together.
I do remember Brad and Ryan and those guys were helping in the rear. Like, well, what can
They
we
were
do to help?
asking me what to do to help, and I'm just like, I literally was like, I can't explain it because by the time I get done explaining it, I could have done it already.
Yeah. But they helped, I think, change the axles.
Yes,
the
no,
broken
they did.
axles.
They did,
So they stayed away from the motor side and they started fixing the other stuff. And it
About
was
the only thing Brad did that week.
whatever. Brad had a lot on his plate too that week.
Fucking A, he did.
I mean, I think he was crew chief for Bryce Kennedy. So
He was in charge of Bryce.
Yeah.
Didn't they change a third on the drag strip?
They did change the third, I think, 3 or 4 times, I think.
Which is on the how hot? Because you're around NASCAR, but I feel like it's close enough to where you could get a more precise temperature on that track.
I can tell you it was really, really hot. And
Because it's above 100 degrees on
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like, your shoes will stick off.
yeah, absolutely.
And they changed a third member
Oh, yeah.
on there. Multiple times?
They did it multiple times. I think
Fucking awful.
I think they changed a third. I think we were testing like Tuesday or Wednesday, and he blew a third up, and we changed a third that Tuesday in the little tent thing they had. But it was,
This just came to my mind. We drove there.
yeah, we did.
I remember we drove there, and Steve was our driver there, and he took his GPS was set to avoid all highways. So coming from Paxton to Florida, it was like a 13-hour drive.
Oh yeah,
On the back roads, and we got 5 hours in. We're like, Steve, where the fuck's the highway?
oh gosh, yeah.
But yeah, no, okay, back to the deal.
That was a good time. Like I said, I like when we all work together though.
Yes.
Like Florida
I
and
miss
Paxton. It's probably the best team building exercise, I think, always.
100%. The best thing to ever happen is MJU.
Oh yeah.
And I wish they would send more not drivers, crews. I know it's hard to afford that.
Yeah.
But honestly, if they were to take all the new guys, because I know all the people there now are like within 6 months, or now they're at like at least almost a year.
I was about to say they're pretty experienced for after this first quarter.
No, honestly, if they could afford it, and if they didn't have so much schedules, which is understandable, they're trying to make up for the past 30 years. If they went to MJU for 1 month, they would all be set.
Oh,
Perfectly set.
Yeah.
But then that's also, they learned another great way. It's just getting thrown right into it.
I think they're doing that now down there in Florida. They're doing that, and they're sending a lot of the new guys out there, which is good for them. I mean,
Yes, no, 100% MJU is the key.
Oh,
to
yeah.
go if you want to learn.
absolutely. And a lot of them went out earlier last year. We had a lot of new guys. Clearly, we had a lot of new guys start this first quarter, but a few of them went out to wherever their training track is down there, and
I keep forgetting they have one.
oh yeah, they have one now, and which is awesome. I mean, it gives
Yeah,
them a lot of experience down there, and
Honestly.
they're used to how hot transmissions get.
Especially in the Florida heat. That's your best. That is your best training, is if you're in at least 100 degrees, changing a over 200 degrees transmission, and you got to do it within 15 minutes. That is your best training.
Oh, yeah.
You could have. Because fuck. I went 4 years without getting burned from a header, and I finally got nicked, and I have a scar, and I'm so mad. It was my last show, and I'm like, of course. I got burnt, and God, Lexi was bad. She got burnt a lot.
Oh yeah, she did. She had shorter arms, I think, though. So it was
Yeah,
a
she got
struggle
her
for her.
dinosaur arm.
Oh, but Lexi would outwork a lot of people.
Oh, 100%. Outwork, out shit talk, and
Oh yeah.
out drink with their fucking shotgun tool.
Oh my gosh. That's like I said, we had a very good crew in Paxton, and we're starting to get there again. Even the crew that we got nowadays, they're
Slowly building it back.
oh yeah, we're definitely building it back 1,000%, and we'll see how. Like I said, we're able.
Maybe I'll show up. You inspired me with your championships.
Oh gosh.
Gosh.
I mean, Tom drove extremely good this year, extremely hard, and he had to this year, and because you had Tyler Duke,
Oh,
Adam,
100%.
Mark Lewis was just as good. I mean, came out of the woodworks in first two shows and just took both overall events, and I was like, "Dang, Mark, good job! Heck yeah!" Sam was crew chief on that, and
Shout out Sam.
yeah, love Sam.
Chaw.
The
I don't know. But hey, listen. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and right after that, we'll get right into Steve's first quarter experience.
oh my god! All right,
All right, we'll be right back.
yep.
What is up? This is the ad. Hi, I just sent you to me from past to the now. So it's getting hot out, right, Steve? Summertime's coming up.
That it is.
So you're going to be outside more. And why not go outside with some cool merchandise from Throttle Out? This show is brought to you by our merch. You can get this cool shirt. I forgot what they called it. But it's a Throttle Out with the coolest logo you can find in motorsports. Or say if you're down there in Canada, some dumb shit. You get yourself a Throttle Out hoodie. You can find all these amazing products. There's a lot more down there. I only have these two because they don't pay me enough. The link's in the description below. And back to the show. Yeah. All right, Steve. We're back. I hope you all enjoyed that. But so now to present time. What is? How long ago was it? Did you go in first quarter? Was it January?
We left January.
So go back to January. What were your thoughts when you realized, listen, bro, you have a lot on your plate, especially when I'm not a big part. Josh is gone. It's basically up to you to deal with Tom, which isn't a bad thing.
No.
But it's a lot. It's a lot of work in a way of this truck is different. Tom is one of the best drivers, so that's a big thing on your shoulders as well. And you're representing Paxton, which is another big thing. It equals up to how good Tom is as a driver.
Oh, yeah. We had a lot of experience left, but I think my work ethic was just as good as all you guys that left. So first show out was Milwaukee for us. It was an arena show. And they're like, hey, just letting you know, Tom really drives hard in arena shows. I'm like, okay.
This is true.
That's cool. I mean, all right. And they're like, you're going to get your learning wings in Milwaukee because he definitely drives hard, but it's going to be good for you. So I'm like, all right, cool. And Milwaukee's my home show. That was like my first show out with Tom was my home show. I was like, awesome.
So you had a lot on your shoulders already.
Oh, yeah. I was
Which is good.
Pretty excited. So, like I said, first weekend, Friday, I think we finished second overall. I think Adam clean sweep the entire show.
Imagine that. Adam Anderson, the best driver in the world. He is. He's really up there.
He's just as good. And Jeffson is a hell of a crew chief that was on his truck this year.
It's basically cheating at that point. When you have Jeff as a crew guy, you're just cheating.
I mean, yeah. Two experienced guys. And then Gio was with Mark List. I think he had Mark that weekend. And then Sam had Cynthia. So it was Cynthia's
so everything wasn't set yet.
No, it wasn't really set yet. So he had Cynthia and Dalmatian. The last show that she drove for Dalmatian was that weekend.
Because wasn't it they just didn't have – oh, no. It was because they probably had the chat – the God, words are hard.
Yeah.
They had the body done, but it would be not stupid. It would be – not the right time to because this wasn't for first quarter yet, was it?
It was first weekend of January. They were still.
It was still counting points towards the deal.
They were finishing up her chassis, I believe, at that time.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. Like they were a little behind.
Yeah.
Mainly just because they were shorthanded.
Yep.
I would assume.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The way I looked at it is like, I mean, I don't blame them because why not debut that chassis? Because there's a new chassis, right?
Yeah,
a new chassis with her and the body in a stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Like, an arena's okay, but the chassis was important.
Oh, yeah.
If she would have rolled it in arenas, which it is easy to roll in arenas.
It is.
Why not wait for a big-ass stadium to showcase this chassis, which I'm glad they did.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, good move.
Oh, yeah. So, it was that weekend, and I think Adam swept all three shows, which is fine. Like I said, Saturday night show. We had to do a transmission change on the floor.
That's the greatest.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun time. Just doing it on the floor. We couldn't go in the back because of some stuff that happened there. So we were doing a transmission change at intermission.
Oh, my God. So everyone was watching.
Oh, yeah. Everybody was watching. Tom, me, Travis was there. I think Jamie Gardner came over there and helped us, too.
I remember hearing about this from Jamie when I went to St. Louis. He was talking about it.
Yeah, he even helped us out on that deal, and Big A also was helping. So, and like that was my first transmission change in that truck was right that weekend.
Because you had 100 C100
C104 at that time.
Oh yeah, it was 104.
It's
yeah,
your old
the
chassis.
Golden truck. That's the winning chassis right there. You will never lose in that chassis. That's why you won, because it was C104, the Golden chassis.
Oh,
I did my whole I did my whole anyway. Sorry.
It's all good. You gave me a good piece. Like I said, that was a good chassis, and
I outperformed Josh's chassis.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, 100 was just as good as that one. So, but yeah, that was our first weekend out. And then we went to San Antonio the next weekend. And like I said, me and Tom, like I'm learning Tom. Tom's learning me on how he wants me talked and how I talk. So I'm a very quiet guy on the radio. I will not talk hardly at all. Funny story, Candace likes being talked to during her...
She likes to smack talk.
Yeah, and I'm not a smack talker.
So I had to do it.
Yeah, I gave Coop...
Steve here.
Yeah.
But what backfired on me was when she got out, she's like, Coop, you're supposed to make me mad, not make me laugh. And I'm like, I'm trying my best. Like, my shit talk is like, if you tell me to do it, it'll be mediocre.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do it if you're telling me to do it. But
you're a very funny person, though. That's the problem. You're a very funny person.
Because one of the things I said was like, wow, everyone's leaving right now. This run sucks. And she was laughing. But anyway.
So, like I said, the first couple weekends out with Tom, me and Tom were just trying to figure our chemistry out. And I think that's a major thing with crew chiefs and drivers is they got to have a chemistry. So, and I think we hit our stride probably a couple weekends after that.
That was back January.
Oh, yeah, January. We started, like I said, I think after San Antonio.
You had a good roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tom started figuring me out. I started figuring Tom out. And we started hitting our stride.
Connected.
Oh, yeah. Actually, a funny story. And about week 2 or 3, Adam came up to me, and there was a struggle for the first couple weekends after it. Adam came up, and he's like, hey, Tom does like you as a crew chief. You do work. Just stick it out and all that. Because there was a time where I was really frustrated, and I think Tom was frustrated with me, and I was frustrated with Tom. So we...
Yeah, it was just, you're both new.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. Paxton drama.
Yeah.
It's just, stuff happens.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just fixing the kinks. Because you were never his crew chief, and he's always had Josh for the longest time. So it was a new factor for him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't blame him. It's for anybody. If, like, say if you had... your one crew guy for the past 6 years, and then he's gone, and you get someone new, obviously you're not going to immediately trust.
No.
Which is understandable.
Oh, no. So we, like I said, we started hitting our stride, and I think in Minneapolis we started hitting our stride really well. So Jeffson was Adam's crew chief, and he took everything in Milwaukee. And we went to Jeffson's hometown, which was Minneapolis, and Tom just dominated all weekend. So
shit on Jeff.
Oh, I felt terrible for Jeff though. I can tell you right now, they were doing really well up until Minneapolis, and they blew that motor that Sunday show. And it's terrible, and then I feel absolutely heartbroken because there is.
You get to a point when you're competing, you're like in the moment, you're like. Ha, got you now, got the points. But in the long run, you're like, shit, I hate to see it.
Oh, no.
I wouldn't wish that upon anybody.
Especially, like I said, we had a lot of new people, and with the crew we had, we were going to try to change the motor, but there's no way we can.
Yeah, you get to a point where it's either you'll try to put the motor to possibly cause more damage.
Yes.
Or you just say, hey, we're counting it as a loss. Let's put it together the correct way.
I think we could have hurt ourselves.
Yes. No, because all that, I know what you're talking about.
We would have rushed and put that motor together, and probably would have
could have been worse.
Popped within 30 seconds even after
we
put
it's
it
like,
together.
Well,
so
then there goes that new one you just put in there.
Exactly. So, and then after that, Adam was coming full tilt on ours. Like all year, like after that weekend, Adam always had our number in racing, 1,000%.
You can't
always
with Adam.
Racing.
He's gonna be right there.
Oh yeah, he always had our number in racing, but 2-wheel skills, Tom would do his thing, which was midway through he changed up his 2-wheel skills and was just killing it. Just killing it. I think we only had one weekend where it didn't go our way for 2-wheel skills, but
you know why you're always killing it? Because Neil had that truck killing it. We never lost a 2-wheel unless it was like we knew it was rigged because everyone just
I would say
outvoted. They outvoted their favorite truck in that stadium.
I wouldn't say rigged.
No, not rigged, but like the more voters, there's more Digger fans. than there was Max E fans in the stadium. That's
maybe.
the only way we lost. All right, I'm gonna hold that to him.
But like I said, it was a good points championship, and then you couldn't count Todd out. Todd was doing the couple of Ryan Anderson things, like he would put it on two wheels and catch
And
it,
hit the brakes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Todd was getting good at that. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
It took him a while to get to that point, but once he got it, it was like, oh great, here we go. Got something new to go against.
Oh yeah. So by the midway through, we knew it was going to be a three-way championship between Todd, Tom, and Adam, and those three are probably you can rank them on the ladder as like 100%
all goats.
1B. Oh yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, if you have them against you in any event,
Racing,
it's like, oh shit,
racing, freestyle,
any of them, they're great. They're great drivers, and it's sad that Todd had to go against us and break our iPad, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I hope I can get him on here so I can talk to him about that.
Oh my gosh!
Because once he does, I have the video of him when he broke it. So until I can get him on that couch where you're sitting right now, we will ever show that video. So if you want to see that, hit up Todd, tell him to come to Paxton. Just have him fly in his free time.
You know you're gonna make Austin or Tweety mad if you get Todd on here and he's not on here.
Oh yeah, Tweety. Yeah, he's gonna be really mad.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, Tweety, just come on down to Paxton. I have 4 mics ready to go. And we'll do this. But anyway,
I was about to say, when are those guys coming to the Midwest? Are they going to come to the Midwest? I hope so.
I hope so, because then I can have them here.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Listen to how I do my shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, all year, we just had a good year. We just stayed consistent, and Tom did his thing, which is he's an amazing driver.
Tom?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He made up for my lack of knowledge on that truck. 1,000%. So
if there's one thing, that man will teach you so much stuff. Where it's like, oh, I guess I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
His brain is all over the place, which is a good thing.
Oh, yeah. And then, like I said, what the best part is we went to Salt Lake City. First time we ever been to Salt Lake City. Good town. I love that town. That was a fun town.
Where is Salt Lake?
Utah.
I don't think I've ever been there.
Oh, really?
I don't think
you definitely need to. It's a really
but I feel like I have. I feel like I've heard of Salt Lake.
We used to do an arena show. We did an arena show.
Was it an arena show?
No, it was stadium. We did.
Yeah, I don't think I went there.
Nope, this is their first year they went there. So.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah, and we decided the championship there. So, and that was awesome. Oh, yeah, that's where I was like, we were up 13, 14 points, I think, at that time. So, actually, no, I think we were up by 11. So, we had a pretty good points lead, and we just had to keep making rounds.
You just had to be consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is the scariest.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care who you are. Anybody that's in the lead by like 15, which this is what happened that year I was with you and Dustin.
Oh, yeah.
We had like a 20-point lead in something. Oh, no. It was the last year before COVID hit. We were in Kansas City. We went to AEW. We had like a 20-point lead, and all of a sudden, anything Neil did, we just couldn't win.
Oh, yeah.
Like, his freestyle run was a 10 out of 10 freestyle. 6th place. Like, what? What happened? Like, how? What do you do? We had a backflip. We completed the time. We hit all the ramps, had a cool save.
Oh, yeah.
6th place.
Yeah.
What?
I think back up. I do remember the COVID year. We were in El Paso with Tom. I was with Josh, and I had Bree. And this is why everybody was giving me crap going into Salt Lake. Oh, you got this championship. You got this championship. I'm like, no.
Anyone who says that, I just want to slap.
I don't. Jefferson was giving me crap. Gio was giving me crap. I'm like, you don't understand what happened the year before, the COVID year, going in. Josh will explain this better than I would. I remember with Bree, we literally go to El Paso. We don't know the series is coming to an end, but... yeah. So this is COVID year. We were a Sunday show. Tom, first round racing goes against Rosalie, loses. First round racing. We're up 11, 15 points at this time. Loses first round racing to Rosalie. I look at Josh. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like,
probably just like a hiccup.
It was just a hiccup. She ran a really good pass.
They didn't water the track down enough.
It was actually a rain show.
Oh, jeez.
And then we come out two-wheel skills because it's a monsoon. It literally rained in El Paso. So
I remember seeing this on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the how bad the storm was.
Oh
there.
yeah, and then I think donuts. Tom finished 5th or 6th, and then
In a donut?
yeah, it was.
You would think.
Well, it was a monsoon, so nobody was doing the two-wheel skills. So
Well, no, I'm just with Tom doing a donut. You
Yeah.
know, it always ends up on 2 wheels.
Oh, absolutely. I don't
So
think you
it
can
just-
get it on 2 wheels because the dirt was so
it
slick.
was so slick.
Yeah.
I was gonna say normally if he does donuts, he's either blowing a motor or he's winning first place,
Exactly.
or doing both.
So then, after two-wheel, I think he placed 5th or 6th in two-wheel skills, and then he goes to freestyle and lays a killer freestyle, and I think he wins 5th and 6th.
I hate when that happens.
And Charlie Palkin comes out, and I think he went to final round of racing.
Does a pony ride?
Yeah, he went to final round of racing. He actually did a slap wheelie save for 2 wheels, which
It was
a
that
real-
move that
Yeah.
probably got it.
and then lays down a killer freestyle, and Tom lost the points lead going in after
Going to the next show.
Yeah, and we were like, Tom lost it, and he was up by 15, and I think he was down to like 2
In one show.
in one show. It was that big of a point swing because Charlie Palkins
my
was
God.
running hella good at that time.
And then
COVID hit, and then
sent home.
Yeah, we were done. And
I
then-
mean, not gonna lie, we were my tour with Neil. We were probably gonna lose because Ryan Anderson was coming up hot,
oh yeah,
and we're like, I don't know how long we can hold this lead. And thank you, COVID, because we won. Thank you. So, what was it Morgan Kane and
yeah, it was Morgan Kane on
Morgan?
your tour.
Was it just Morgan or was it Ryan as well?
Morgan was in the Gravedigger, and Son of a Digger was Ryan.
Was
Yep.
Ryan on our tour?
Yep, and then
I
you
can't
had
remember.
a Dalmatian with Cynthia.
Yeah,
Candace.
Oh yeah, but Morgan and Ryan were catching up hella fast, and that was our 3 shows.
Mm-hmm.
Within the first 3, we were up by 20 or so points, and then by the next 3, any freestyle got 5th place and nothing higher. And we're like, what do you want us to do? Because we're doing everything for you guys.
I was about to say, I remember watching Neil's
He
freestyle
threw the
run,
helmet because he's like, what am I supposed to do? Nothing. I'm doing it all for you guys. Jeez. Yeah, in Atlanta, we did a show, and we got 5th place in freestyle, and we did a killer freestyle, and the crowd was, Maxie sucks. And I texted Tom, like, what'd you do in Atlanta? They hate us here. And he was, no, not me. I win all the time in Atlanta. I'm like, okay.
So
Anyway.
yeah, that's why I went into Salt Lake City just nervous. I told the announcers and everybody, like, are you nervous? I'm like, no, I've been in worse situations with military and stuff like that. So this is,
yeah.
So I was like, but I was really pretty nervous going in.
Inside, you're
Oh
like,
yeah. And then Tom makes it the final round of racing in
That's okay.
Salt Lake City. I'm like,
Holy
heck yeah,
shit.
we're doing it now.
We're pretty locked in at this point.
Oh yeah, and by end of 2-wheel skills, he does a killer 2-wheel skills and ranks up there. I think he wins 2-wheel skills, and by 2-wheel skills, we had the championship locked
Was
up.
it set? But okay, so I'm gonna ask you this because it was same shit happened with me. I think it was 2 wheels. They told me if he wins this, you're pretty much there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure people came up to you and told you that.
No, nobody told me.
Okay, I was gonna say
Because I didn't wanna know.
No, exactly. Because when I was told, they're like, "He got it," and there's still a couple trucks. I'm like, "No, I don't have it. Wait till after the show,
Yeah.
to tell me this shit." Because I'm also staying with you. It's like if you tell me, because I figured someone came up to you like, "Hey, you got it." It's like, "No, I don't. Show's not over yet."
Yeah.
Anything can fucking happen. The greatest thing that did happen for whenever me and Mason won was so it was between me and Adam, or Neil and Adam.
Oh.
And it came down to the freestyle, and Adam's motor blew in 2-wheel. Because he was doing what he called the skid mark, is when he'd hit that the big ramp in reverse, and he'd hit it to where he would rotate. So he'd go in reverse, front tires would hit, it would rotate, and he would moonwalk it back.
Oh, that's impressive. Yeah.
When he did it, the motor blew, and I did not. This was the competitor in me. I did not want to go help. I was like, I don't want to help you. Mason, don't send me back there. He's like, you probably should. And I'm like, you know what? I probably should. I go back to Woos, because this is back when Woos was there.
yeah.
I go back to Woos, like, hey, y'all good? He's like, oh, it was a transmission, not a motor. And Woos is like, no, I think we're good. And just pumping transmission fluid and stabilizer into the transmission. No, we're good. We're good. I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm like, this is not going to last at all. And it didn't. And we won.
I was about to say, that sounds like our Philadelphia show.
Yeah, don't get me started. You know what? Adam cheated on that.
He did not.
He had Ryan come drive for that last show. And Ryan's just a
We
great
all
driver.
know Adam got hurt the weekend before. That's why.
Did.
So
I know.
And
He
I would
cheated.
No, I definitely don't think
hats
that.
off. It was to the moment, to be honest, when I was told Ryan's coming to drive, I'm like, we lost. Ryan's just so good.
Oh yeah,
Can't
Ryan
compete.
is amazing. And
But anyway,
like I
back
said,
to
Adam-
Salt Lake.
so back to Salt Lake. So by two-wheel skills, they said you clinched championship, and I'm not
buying it.
I'm not buying it at
Saying
all.
it.
And but Tom even said, he's like, we got it. So let's go lay a killer freestyle down. I'm like, all right, let's do a max.
Let's give an encore.
Yeah, we're on encore status, so we're gonna tear this truck up 100%. And a couple hits in, and we had a inner axle break.
Oh,
The universal joint on the inner axle broke.
what?
Started shooting sparks out, and they killed him.
Oh, of course they fucking killed it.
So yeah, so they killed it, and they're like, "Hey, your spindle's breaking." I'm like,
We don't have a spindle.
"We don't have a spindle." No, something's wrong. It's breaking, so we shut you down. I'm like, "All right, I'll get it fixed." So yeah, it was a pretty bummer we couldn't lay a
Killer freestyle.
Oh yeah,
Basically a celebration freestyle.
oh yeah, because Tom was going to put it on kill, and he knew
It
100%.
was a joyride at that
Oh yeah,
point.
he was going to literally give you probably a mid to late 2000s Max D freestyle. Then and it was like
We're
gonna
ripping this whole housing out.
yeah we're gonna lay this down right now, and he was on pace to do it. All of a sudden,
Was it within a minute? Within 30 seconds?
it was
To get a
just
score?
35 seconds. I was like,
You got 5 seconds to get a score at least.
I was like,
Because I know how that rule came about.
oh yeah, like the truck was landing perfect. Tom was in the zone at that show, and it was just like, as a crew chief, you're hurt, and you're like,
Oh, yeah. It's the worst when that happens. Because
Yeah.
you're like, it's going to be a long week. Because, of course, it's something stupid.
yeah, and we got the truck ready for. After that, we came back to Paxton. We got both El Toro Loco Marks and my truck, Tom's truck, ready to go for World Finals, and we went to World Finals and felt
Killed it.
we did good. I definitely admit we did good.
We won.
I knew racing was going to be a little bit different than normal.
I'm not going to lie. So
I love that track.
You like it?
Oh, I love that track.
I did, and it brought something new. And when I watched the qualifying, when they streamed it, and I was watching it, and of course, all of a sudden, I was like, it's either going to go really good or really bad. And when Kayla had that mishap, I'm like, this is starting to go really bad. But then after that, everyone started understanding and picking it up, which I was like, thank God, because I would have hated to see something fail on that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was such a good track.
It was a really good track.
I'm sure it just something like the sand was loose or something, and she didn't get a good pull through to get to it.
I don't know what happened. I didn't even watch the video. I saw the highlights, and I was like,
Yeah. But I mean, like, I'm glad after that, everyone started figuring it out.
Yeah.
But literally, I'm like, Tom, I said this to Tweety and them. I think it was before the live stream. I was like, Tom is going to win as long as it doesn't rain.
Yes.
Because I heard before, because I looked it up myself because I was curious, that it was going to rain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, if it fucking rains, it's going down to Ryan. Because it was him and Neil were the only good mud racers. But when it started raining, I'm like, God dang it. But if it stayed dry, Tom was going to win it 100%.
I think we had the truck, and we had everything set to where Tom liked that track.
Yeah,
I mean,
didn't
it
you guys
worked
get
perfectly.
Fastest qualifying.
We did get fastest qualifier,
So
and
there's
everybody's
your
like,
first trophy of the week.
oh, yeah, and I was not expecting. expecting that 100%. I was like, damn, really?
I'll take it.
I was like,
I'll fucking take it.
oh, yeah. So Thursday we went good. We got fastest qualifier, and we went into Friday. We just nut and bolting, getting stuff ready for Saturday show. And Saturday, pit party went good. Truck was cleaned up, ready to go. And then all of a sudden, right before show, it started pouring. And I was like, oh.
Of course.
Like how typical Florida weather, it just started pouring. And that's when all chaos broke loose for our team because we were there for the stunt as well. I mean, we had the stunt, which I think Tom did awesome at the stunt. I think if it was a little bit drier.
It was pretty cool, though.
It was cool. I hear a lot of people complain about it, but I loved it. I don't know. They just complain.
It's a supersized Spin Master set. It's like, that's actually cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'm glad he hit the top one. If he didn't hit the top, then I'd be like, bro, what happened?
I was about to say,
it was cool.
Oh, yeah. Me, Travis, and Ken Doug and Fry Daddy were here back early in the year, October-ish, I want to say, October, November.
Testing it.
How
was that setting up for that, honestly? Was it a challenge at first?
No, it wasn't actually.
Wasn't it you only had to switch the 2/3?
We switched the 2/3 around, I think. Yeah, we switched 2/3 around and got it.
And basically after that, you were set, and it was pretty easy after that.
Oh, yeah.
All it was just lining up and doing all the fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
That's good, at least.
And like I said, I had to teach my new third guy, Travis, who comes from mud racing background, motorsports background. I taught him how to square the truck up like Josh taught me.
Yeah.
Square the truck up, get everything set going into that weekend. And that truck was 100% ready to go, and it did the stunt. It almost landed. I'm telling you.
If it didn't kick like it did, it would have been perfect.
I think if it was drier, it would have landed 1,000%.
But I mean, still, it made a full rotation. I'm happy it did that, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
If I feel like you may put too much air in them tires to make it bounce so much. I'm just kidding. No, I know.
That's a secret.
I watched it. No, the stunt was good. You're pretty up there. Your head is not blown up.
No.
You already won the fastest qualifying. You did the stunt, and now it's time. How was that, though? Doing an encore and then going to racing? Because usually it's racing, then an encore.
Yeah.
So how was that actually going into it?
Kind of rough a little bit. Like before that, it was like racing and then the stunt, and then they were like,
"Oh, it's fine.
Oh,
it's fine. It's fine."
It was racing, then they were going to do the stunt, and then all of a sudden it was like it started pouring, and then like it was all chaotic in the back. It was like, we're going to do this first, and then we're going to do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. It's pouring. We're going to do this next. I'm like, that's totally opposite than what you said, but all right. I mean, both trucks were ready to go, and literally Tom did the stunt first, and as soon as he landed the stunt, he rushed out.
Do you think that may have also affected his racing?
No.
He was pretty strong, focused on it.
Absolutely. We
Fair
were
enough. I could see it.
Locked in 100% for racing, and then just it started pouring and got really a wet and muddy track. And
the mud did not help.
Yeah, it didn't really help, but I think our truck was just as good as everybody else's. And
always is. Also, hang on.
So we were locked into racing, and I think, like I said, if it was a little bit drier, we probably would have done a little bit better, but Tom freaking killed it in racing. Missed that jump at the end, caused a 5-second penalty. So it is what it is. We came back the next day and
blame the rain.
It's Florida. It always rains. So you got to, like I said, NASCAR always gives you got to drive for the conditions. So
yeah, you're not wrong there.
So then we came back to Sunday.
Let's say the next day you're going in, you're like, that sucks. I'm sure you had to prep the truck for two-wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Was it two-wheel and high jump in the same day?
Yeah. So they canceled two-wheel, moved it to Sunday. So I had 2 events on Saturday and 2 events on Sunday, but now I had I forgot stunt too was So I had 2 events.
2
events on Saturday and then 3 events on Sunday. So it was a long day Sunday, and especially two-wheel was the first thing. And I was like, I remember last time for two-wheel that Josh had it here. It was going to be a little bit of a struggle. So, and then Tom does, the worst part is Brandon Vincent goes out there and does the exact same thing Tom was going to do.
Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah. He was the first truck out.
For some reason, I didn't see his
He
out of everything.
literally got on the dumpster and walked it and then tried doing it. And I was
Did
like,
it fail?
oh, it didn't get over fast enough.
But the fact that he attempted it.
Yeah,
is just
he
like,
attempted it. He was the first one. I'm like,
oh, shit.
I radioed Tom. I'm like, hey, Brandon just tried doing the exact same thing you're going to try. And he's like, did he land it? I'm like, not at all. Okay.
Basically, got it. I beat
Got
him.
it.
I already beat him.
Oh, yeah. So, and we went like the 5th or 6th, and Tom's like, hey, I need you to talk to me on this a little bit. So I was like, all right, cool. So we got to that point. He got it on the dumpster. If you see one video, you can see me in the video. So he walks it out, then he starts coming back with it a little bit. Then right at the base of the jump, I didn't know if he had enough room, but I just yell at him to hammer it, and he hammers it and gets it up and lands on the back of the truck, and then bounces it on the front and pulls it out. And I was like,
let's go.
oh yeah, let's go. This is our day. We're gonna get this day. So as soon as he wins two wheels, I knew he had 2-wheel skills with that.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you lost, it's like, what happened?
Yeah.
How did this happen?
Yeah, because I just watched Tyler the run before. He was walking it back and forth. I'm like, oh, that's a typical Tyler Meninga run. Awesome. He does cool. So I knew when Tom did that, and I was like, all right, he's got 2-wheel skills. And then we go into high jump. We had to do a gear change for high jump. Tom wanted a little bit pick her up quicker gear. So
yeah, might as well.
So me and my third guy, Gian, throws the gear together, put it in there. We get it ready to go, and then all of a sudden goes out there and finishes second in high jump competition, which is okay, cool. We got second.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yep. But he landed so hard on the
rear.
The rear of the truck, and then it broke the tie bar.
I did see that it broke something at least.
Yeah, it broke the tie bar, shoved the tie bar into the tire, which caused the tire to go flat. Told him not to drive it, leave it there. So we finished second there. They towed the truck out, drop it. We got to do it.
Start working.
Yeah. Well, I knew I had a lot of work to do, and so I had a T-case change, get my spare tire.
Like gears? Or
yeah,
I thought
we changed T-case gears again going into freestyle. Yeah,
understandable. That's typical.
Yep.
But still with the rear, and I'm sure all the rear was messed up.
It wasn't actually too bad.
No?
So we got that, brought the spare tire out. I had a spare tire with a black B-lock on, so I'm like, oh, we got time. Change the B-lock. I'm like, drop it over.
No.
Yeah, so I just like, we got time. So I changed,
somebody
kids,
change a beer.
Yeah,
B-lock.
So they're changing the B-lock ring. I'm working on changing the ram. The ram broke a fitting off, so we changed the ram on the right side, changed the tie bar. Then we had all that done. We put it all together in the self center when not center. I was like, I'm like, what's going on? This is not. And I got to a point where so we're rushing. Call Ferrari, Kevin Gonzalez, call him over here. And he's like, your plungers are stuck. It messed up the plunger system. So we changed the top of the rear steer, plunger system, changed that. Still didn't fix it. We got 6 trucks to go.
Oh,
we were still thrashing during freestyle.
Oh no!
Oh, it was pretty bad.
A long thrash.
Oh yeah, you got to realize I missed intro. It sucks as I missed intros for.
It didn't intro. For
it didn't miss intro. It didn't make intros for freestyle.
No, I mean, but still, the 2-wheel and all that.
They did freestyle intros.
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah, I was just busy working trying to get that truck back together, and I figured everything was good, ready to go, and.
It started getting to a point. You're like, shit, it's getting a little close.
Yeah.
But then
made a phone call to Josh. I'll admit that. I made a phone call to Josh, tell him what happened. He's like, your other ram's blown up. I'm like, really? He's like, yes, your other ram's blown out. So I changed the other ram, but that's got the self-center assembly, so it's going to take a little.
Oh, yeah. Just anytime you do something with that ram, it's the worst.
Yeah, so we're rushing to get that thing back together. And then San Filippo was helping me on this.
San was there?
San Filippo.
Oh, yeah. Shout out, Josh.
Oh, yeah. We were trying to get it back together, and we finally were able to get the rear steer to work, but it was getting to the point where like 2-3 trucks to go, and
you got to a point it's good enough.
Yeah, well, no, we were trying to get the self-center assembly back together. Like I was able to get the rod back in, or self-center assembly back in, but the rod that connects the self-center assembly was all bent, and it would not tighten up. It was like freeing up, and I'm like, I told Tom, like, you might not have self-center, just letting you know right now. We're rushing. Fry Daddy was able to help me get a clamp put on, was able to clamp it onto it. So we got the self-center assembly already, and literally that truck was done right before it went out. Literally rolling.
Literally?
They were like, you're up next. You're going right now, no matter what. I'm like, all right. I told Tom 2 trucks, 3 trucks before. I'm like, get inside. We're getting close.
We'll get it ready for you.
We'll get it ready. I'm just.
Did he know this before?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if you like said, kill it.
Yeah, I told him like self-center might not be perfect or it might not work, but just go out there and do your thing. And literally he lays a freaking killer freestyle down. Like,
is that not the greatest feeling?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You thrashed all the way to that point. You're like, good luck.
And the worst part is everybody is like, there's 20-something trucks for freestyle, and we worked on that thing all the way until that point. I'm like,
sweat. You worked a lot to be able to eat a whole pizza.
Oh yeah. Well, the funny part, I wish there was a camera. I don't know. I literally walked up after the truck was done and the truck was rolling. I had to go up in the stands and tell Tom, I'm like, hey, you got 30 seconds left.
Oh yeah, because it's hard to really.
It's 100 degrees. I'm wore the F out. I'm just like, I'm like sitting there dehydrated,
about
wore out. The tech official puts a fan on me. He's like, here you go. Looks like you need it. So I'm sitting there watching it. I'm just dead of.
You're about to pass out.
Oh, yeah. And lays a killer freestyle down and just literally
kills
it and was able to drive off the track. And I was like,
yo.
Whoa. So he drives to the back and I am wore out. So I go down the show office. Everybody knows where the show office is. So I go in the show office just to get a water and suck up some AC. So I sit and watch Ryan Anderson's run. And I'm like, I say Tom and Ryan have about the same good run right there. And I'm like, I'm sitting there and they're like, after the run's over, because I saw his rear end broke, I think, 20 seconds ago. So
Ryan's?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. Sure enough, like Tom wins freestyle. I'm like,
oh shit.
I'm like,
how big was your head at that moment?
I wasn't big.
You were just like, were you kind of in shock?
I was wore out in shock, and I'm like,
bro. But listen, like I'm sure. No offense to any of them crew guys, if you made it this far into the podcast. For you to be thrashing the whole time, you worked your ass off for that, so you outworked everybody, and you were probably the most deserving to win at that night just for how much work you went into doing that.
I can only say I also had a lot of help. I had a couple
Oh, for sure you had help, for sure.
Oh, those guys helped as just as much, but I also got to think.
It just comes to
Josh,
a moment.
Dude, Josh,
yeah,
I made a call. Yeah. I made a call 6 trucks ago. I'd be like, I can't figure this thing out. Made
Sometimes
the call.
You got to do that. I've done that before.
Oh, yeah. And I owe just as much as Tom driving as Josh driving, or Josh crew chiefing from afar, and helped me figure that out. So
that's why anytime, like when Tweety goes, oh, 2-time champ, I'm like, yeah, I'm a 2-time thanks to Neil.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for Neil, I wouldn't be
a
2-time. And COVID.
Oh, yeah.
But still.
but
no, it's probably the sweetest moment, honestly, out of your 4 years of being here. Was it 4 years?
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years. You just had so much on your plate going into first quarter. You win first quarter, and then you win 2 elements in 3 if you count the fastest qualifier.
Oh, yeah.
It just, boom. You're set. And it's just like, how happy are you at least? Like, are you like, at that point you felt accomplished, or was the heat too much onto you? You're like, cool, I'm going to bed.
If you ask a lot of the crew guys at the end, I was emotionally drained. I was crying. I will admit, I was crying.
All the sweat tears.
Yeah, sweat tears. I was smoking a cigarette. I started smoking a cigarette that week.
You needed it.
And they're like, Yoho's like, just go up in Tom's truck and just get away from everybody and just soak it in. So I'm hoping NBC broadcast doesn't use the footage because the GoPros were still in there.
Were you in the truck crying of joy?
I was just reflecting on everything. I'm like, it's over now.
You're just I mean, honestly, for the year you had to that moment, I'm sure only you and like probably 4 people can relate.
Oh yeah.
Because you've worked so hard to get to that point, which is, I'm just so happy that you brought it home for Paxton and that you pulled it out to be able to conquer the whole first quarter and World Finals. But of course, Tom had to do it when me and everyone else left. But no, I'm proud honestly, I'm proud. I called it from the beginning. Tom's gonna win it. And then you guys got it, and Tweety, or at least Spence, was giving me shit the whole time. I'm like, no, they got it, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm so proud of you for going from you were in our trailers, you're in our Paxton shop, working on Cynthia, Bree, Candace, and then you got Tom now, and you fucking killed it. I'm proud of you on that moment.
Oh, I appreciate it. Like I said, it was. I could tell you, I really hope NBC does not use
it.
No,
I hope they use it.
I hope not.
Doesn't that stuff come out in like Thanksgiving time?
I think that video is going to come out, or that show is going to come out in June or July.
I'm gonna be waiting. I'm gonna record it.
I don't think they
use it.
I hope they don't look at it because like literally, I was crying. I had my throttle. I'm sorry to say, I had a throttle out shirt on too. I was like, and I'm like,
shop thought out. Links in the bio.
Oh my gosh, I was literally exhausted by that time. And
you earned it. You basically, the definition of you earned it. Like, if anybody earned it, no offense to anybody, but you honestly earned it more than, say, if, I don't even know who to compare it to.
You can't
anybody in Florida. Like Brad. Brad did win a World Series, or a Series championship, but you seriously earned it from literally everyone leaving you, and it was up to you. And you earned it. I don't know. That's all I could say about it.
Like I said, I'm proud of you. I appreciate it. And we had a really good year, and we'll see what next year brings. We got the anniversary coming up next year. So.
Oh, jeez. Here's another long year.
Oh, yeah. So.
But yeah, no, I don't think there's any questions. I know I put on their Instagram, the Throttle Out Instagram, like, yo, we need questions for Steve. But I don't know if anyone really participated in this.
It's all right. I wouldn't have questions either. It was a long year, and definitely a long year. I'm just glad it's over, and we going till next year. So,
we got a question. What's more stressful, being a crew chief for an indie team or a company team?
Ooh, I do admit though, literally working for Jamie Garner and Cole Vennard the year before got me that work ethic to work for Tom.
Okay.
1,000%. Because when I worked for like Candace or Bree,
yeah,
they really, I mean, Bree broke a lot, but they got me in the mood to thrash mode.
Yeah, I got you.
More now. And they drive just as hard as Tom did.
Yeah.
So when I was...
You were already in the element of thrash.
Yeah. I'm like, Jamie and Cole are excellent drivers that will push their vehicles to the limit, their Monster Jam trucks, to the limit. And I had both of them with Big A and Josh Beasley, and it was just us three, were just thrashing during COVID year. So I appreciate whatever they taught me and gave me that work ethic more. So,
all right, next question. What's the most damage you've ever had to fix in the smallest amount of time?
Ooh, I think that would be Hidalgo, Texas, last show weekend. What happened was, and I had a lot of help too. Tom did a nose wheelie off top of the pod. It's a small arena show. I think you've done Hidalgo.
Yeah.
And it fell off the top of the pod, landed straight on the side, and it bent the four-link tab on top, bent it over. And Tom wanted to go back out. So
like you had
I had 2 or 3 shock shafts bent.
Oh.
Yeah. The four-link tab was broke off. There was a couple other things.
And you had within 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. And we were able to go back out for donuts, but we weren't able to get them back out for freestyle. What stunk because both the coilover spring shocks were bent and a reverse mount was bent. We were able to get the reverse mount fixed, but we weren't able to get the reverse or coilover springs fixed. So, it was frustrating. But we were able to get the 4-link bars in. It broke 2 4-link bars. It broke a Heim on one and then bent the 4-link bar off the other side. So it was a long night. And that was, of course, the last show in Hidalgo, Texas, always. So
next question. Are you planning on driving a truck?
No, not at all. I'm 40 years old. I'm past my prime. So
you don't have enough Instagram followers. Gee. All right, next question. What is your favorite memory on the track?
It has to be World Finals this year.
I was going to say it had to be winning the World Finals.
Freestyle. Literally.
That's honestly your biggest, that is for anybody.
Oh, yeah.
To win an element.
And just for how much
stuff you had to do before.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Nobody will know on how much was going on behind the scenes, but there was a lot. There was a lot of people that helped.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you said Frydad.
Oh, Frydad was there helping. San Filippo. I had 2 brand new UNOH kids asking me, which
good for them.
Oh, yeah. They're helping.
Because you get a lot of people, sometimes they just rather not help. They'll just watch and be like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
No, it's cool that the UNOH came in.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what do I need to do?
They were thrashing just right along with me. And
it's perfect.
And literally, like I said, it was like the second to last truck out. We were the second to last truck out, and the truck before, and we were literally backing Tom up to go out to the show. And it was like, well, let's see if it holds.
See what happens.
Oh yeah, you've done as much work as you can at that point. So,
no, that's great, and it's around that time. Steve, I appreciate you joining today.
I appreciate it
on this first test of a Throttle Out show. It's basically. It's the Paxton trailer brought to you by the Throttle Out Show. We hope you all enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe. Check out the links below. You got my new channel. You got anything you want to throw out there? Your Instagram?
I mean, no. I really don't do much. I'll
put Steve's Instagram in the bio. You can go follow it.
I mean, all I do now for fun, I got a little bit of time off. I go iRacing with a bunch of NASCAR guys.
I'll link your Twitch because you Twitch stream, right?
Every once in a while, yeah.
I'm gonna link his Twitch stream. Go follow it so you don't miss his next race.
Oh yeah.
The Go Shop Throttle Out. It's all down below. Tweety Spence. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope I did good because I'm gonna continue doing this until you get back. So yeah. Catch y'all later. Peace out. Thank you, Steve, for joining us.
Thank you.